But what we learn is that you really can only do one thing at a time.
I was talking to someone who was really dealing with some challenges in the workspace and helping her to realize that on the surface, it may be that this person is not operating fairly, but what we do have to understand is that
you got it in this class. So we are so thankful for Dawn, thankful for her time, thankful for her effort in putting all of this together to craft something.
I thought she did a phenomenal job. I feel like this has, again, been one of the more relevant trainings.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Leaders Lounge. We are back in the saddle. Took a couple of weeks and did some traveling, did some speaking for the American Association of Blacks in Higher Education, which was absolutely fantastic in Las Vegas. If you have not tapped into that, tap into the Leaders Lounge podcast where it was recorded. The audio is recorded and you can get a little bit of what was shared during my presentation, which was the Power Challenge, accepting the charge of excellence. So it's been an amazing couple of weeks, but we are back. We are here to, of course, finish Unpacking AGAPE. Unpacking AGAPE, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, which is my latest book. If you have not picked it up yet, go ahead and run and pick that up so that you can be a part of all of these amazing discussions. I've seen it. Some people have already picked it up on Amazon. You can do that, or you can go directly to my website, which I actually recommend, because if you go to the website, I'm just thinking one piece of my hair may be sticking up a little bit. So just ignore that if you see that. Okay, so you can actually go to my website and then I can autograph it for you. I delivered in a nice, crisp, beautiful packaging. So go to the website, worldclasstraining.net/AGAPE, and pick up Unpacking AGAPE, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership. So we have a couple of more chapters that we want to deep dive into so that you are fully aware of how you can utilize this book in your leadership journey. I say I'm the Twitter of book writers because I believe in, as my former pastor used to say, hurry up and get to the cross. So I believe in hurrying up and getting to the cross. So most of my books are going to be 150 pages or less, which this one is. So it's an easy read. It's something you can put in your purse or put in your book bag. If you're a man, a briefcase, or even if you're a woman, you can carry a briefcase or a book bag, but you probably won't carry a purse. But even though they have the man bags now, so maybe you'll carry a purse if you're a man too. But however you want to carry it, just go grab it because it's an easy read and it's easy for you to refer to. So, you want to have Unpacking AGAPE, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, if you are a leader who wants to be excellent. And I know you want to be excellent, because why would you even sign up to be a leader if you don't want to be excellent? So go ahead and do that. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, we have our Free to Soar shirts. Now, these are no longer on our website, but if you are, in fact, interested in this particular shirt, because it's a part of our whole year, go ahead and email me at dawnmarie@worldclasstraining.net. That's Dawn Marie, as you see there on the screen, but no space, at worldclasstraining.net. And we can get you one if you're interested in that as well, because we are definitely going to soar, continue to soar in 2024, as we have entered now the second quarter of the year already. And it seems like we just got started. So y'all ready? Hopefully y'all are ready, because we are going to be tapping into this part of the book that I think is, all of the sections are important. This particular section is meaningful to me because as I've grown as a person and as a leader, I have gotten so protective of my time, of my resources, of my energy, of making sure that I'm synergizing and being in good relationships. And so this chapter, which is Agape Leadership Language number 7, being a steward of the ship, is talking about just that. How do you ensure as a leader that you are guarding your time, your relationships, the ones that matter, of course, and your finances, and particularly not personally as a leader? Am I speaking about finances? I'm really speaking about if you're a leader in the organization and you have some budgetary responsibilities, you have to be a good steward of how you are spending an organization's funds. And of course, I work a lot with schools and other organizations, and I know that when they are making buying decisions, as a client of theirs, I have to come and be positioned to impact the bottom line, impact from a return on, and training is more return on expectations versus a return on investment, where return on investment is actually dollar for dollar. So I may say, hey, you know what, I may buy this bottle of water for $1.29, but I want to be able to sell it for $3. So I'm making a 100% return on my investment because I'm making more than twice what I paid, a little more than twice what I paid for it, based on that example that I just gave you. All right. So what we're talking about, though, is if you're in an organization, and we know without calling them out right now, there are some organizations in our current day that are under fire for not being considered to be a good steward of the funds or the resources that they have been granted. And it's not a good thing. So let's talk about and delve into this thing called being a steward of the ship. And of course, I'm going to read a little bit from the book, and then you go grab yours so that you can read along with me, and you can also be a full participant in this section. Okay. So what I'm going to start with is being a steward is about being a careful watch person. An agape leader is a watch person over many aspects of their leadership, which we just tapped into a moment ago. So the first area that must be stewarded is relationship. While some may think about financial resources when thinking about stewarding, leaders must be good stewards of their relationship. So let's tap into that one first. Why must leaders be good stewards of their relationship? And I talk about it in the book as well, but I'll just talk to it first here. Again, as a business owner, relationships are uber critical. The one thing I love about where I live currently is that for me, it's been pretty easy to connect to people who are making decisions for organizations. And as a leader, I want to be able to do that. I also find it necessary that when I am building relationships, that I care for those relationships. So what does that look like? Does that look like calling the person every day? No. Does that look like knocking on their door every other day or every week? No. What it means when you're talking about stewarding your relationships is, first of all, you have to start with being someone who values your word. What does that look like? If I tell you I'm going to do something, I need to show up and do it. If I can't do it, or if something comes up, as quickly as I realize that I'm not able to honor the commitment that I made, I need to communicate that to the person with whom I made that commitment. That is being a good steward of the relationship. Another way that you show up and you are a good steward of the relationship is by being a person who adds value to the space that you're in. So if I am even taking up space at lunch with you, you should at a minimum, feel better for the time that you spent with me. At a maximum, and I shouldn't even value these at different levels, but because we're talking about business, yes, we want to have a good time. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go to, at a maximum, I should be saying that, or we should be saying that we can add value to each other. Or if I'm showing up to you, I can add value to you by supporting the work that you do, or by being able to advise you or provide you with certain resources, meaning human capital, saying, hey, you know, you might want to connect to this person, or hey, let me be able to refer you to this person. And it should be in an organic sense. I do not believe in forming relationships just to get from A to B, because that is typically not even going to be sustaining, because you haven't come from a genuine place. You want to, number one, I heard, I'm going to stop for a minute. Michelle Obama said this. She said, you want to stay open to the relationships and the opportunities that life has. And if it does not deliver on that, if you find quickly that, hey, you know what, I went down this road, but I'm finding that this is not the road to that is going to be fruitful for me, then be able to switch off pretty quickly. And I believe the term is called keep your aperture. I think that's the word for it. Somebody check me on that. I think it's called keep an aperture, which is an opening to whatever the world has in store for you. And if in fact you find that that thing is something, or that person is someone who's worth holding on to them, you have to hold on. Don't allow too many distractions to come in the way of you holding on to the person or the relationships that you find valuable. And it might stretch you from time to time. I never say stretch yourself beyond. Don't be a rubber band that pops because you stretch yourself too far, but stretch yourself to the amount sometimes of a little tension, because it's important if you want to maintain a good relationship. So that's the first thing. I'm going to say one more thing about stewarding relationships, especially in the business sense. After you've done work with an organization, again, do you need to continue to tap into them all of the time? No, but occasionally you want to stay in contact with those people, especially with whom you've had good working relationships, because it just adds support or an undergirding to you and that person's development, personal development together, or professional development together. So that's what you want to do in terms of stewarding your relationships. So the second thing that we wanted to talk about was stewarding time. Oh my goodness, this is one of my faves, because again, as I've been growing in life and growing in business, time cannot be overvalued. Time cannot be overvalued, because as I write here, if I give you $1 that I have today, I can potentially get it returned to me tomorrow. If I give you a minute, it is gone forever. So for the minutes that you're spending listening to me, these minutes need to be valuable, because you cannot get this ever again in life. It is gone forever. So as leaders, we have to think about that as we're spending our thing called time. It is never to be returned. And I teach a class called Your 86,400, How to Spend It Wisely. Sign up for that class. Reach out to me, do a Calendly and schedule time. If you have an organization that struggles, where some of your team members may struggle with time management, even if you can get a group of people together and you want to do this class, I can do it, because it's a phenomenal class. And Your 86,400, How to Spend It Wisely, is teaching you how to steward that gift of every single day. How do you steward that gift of every single day? Because truly, you cannot get it back. And as I say here, As a leader, the way time is spent can be the difference between winning and losing. Think about your favorite sport. The score can be close for most of the game. There can be several possession and lead changes. However, when the clock strikes 0, the only thing that matters is the team that is ahead at the end. When the clock runs out, time is up, period. So we need to think about that as we are living our lives. Don't live your life in a lackadaisical manner where, oh, if I don't do it today, oh, I'll get to it eventually. Don't handle your teams in a way where, oh, if we don't reach our goals today, we can do it tomorrow. Yes, perhaps, but perhaps not. Handle each day, as my mom would say, with kid gloves, and steward your time. Even I talked to one person recently who was talking about someone who, this person is a counselor or director of, she is a director of, I can't remember what the group is at one of the universities, but she serves a director role. And what she was saying is that she's finding that her time is being challenged because the students want to come in and they want to talk and have conversations, and she doesn't want to be rude. She wants to be an open and welcoming person. And what I told her was that, yes, it's good to be welcoming and open. However, you can be more open if you steward your time and say, hey, you know what? From this time, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Tuesdays and Thursdays, this is my student time. So schedule yourselves, students, and have whatever you want to discuss with me prepared to come and talk to me for 15 or 20 minutes during this window. Because what happens when you do that? You not only are a better steward of your time, but you're a better steward of your human capacity to be present in the moment. You're not thinking about, hey, you know what? I got this to do as soon as I finish talking to them. Oh, the phone is ringing. I can't really give them my attention. They're sitting in front of me. You can lean into the moment, give them your undivided attention, and have them walking away fuller, because they've been able to spend quality time with you versus quantity. So you want to be a good steward of your time. Agreed? Hopefully. Yes. And then the last thing that we want to do is the thing that I think most people think about when they talk about being a steward, and it's a financial steward, which I talked about at the top of this whole conversation. You want to be a good steward of your financial resources, both personally and definitely professionally. I shouldn't say definitely as if it's not definitely personally, on both sides, all right? When you are a leader of an organization, and since we're talking about being leaders of organizations, if you have a budget, you have got to be a good steward of those resources. Now, what does that look like? It doesn't necessarily mean holding on to the money forever, because you are supposed to use money that's in your budget. Do your research to make sure that you're aligning with great organizations, and then make sure that you account for the money that you spend in a responsible and regular way. If you are someone who leads your own company, you have to track your resources in a responsible way. You have to keep not only the records in some kind of system. I'm still a little old school. I actually use Excel, but I keep track of it, right? And then you are able to tap into it when you need to. And I mean, and when I say tap into information. You're not struggling to say, hey, where did I leave that? How did I put that? What is going on? And then if you're a leader in an organization who has budgetary responsibilities, you are able to prove up how you responsibly used the dollars that were given to you under your budget to make your organization greater. And that is your responsibility. That is what it looks like when you are a steward of the ship. This is what I have here. Finally, yes, stewarding money is critical. Intentional leaders, AGAPE leaders, are focused on careful consideration of who and where funds are being allocated. For many leaders, how they manage financial resources is a performance management indicator. This is because these numbers can have a direct impact on the company's profitability and even bonuses at the end of the year. And this is absolutely facts. So again, when we're talking about being a steward of the ship, the three areas that we are focusing on are relationships, our time, and our finances. You have got to give careful consideration for how you are spending or preserving all three of these so you can maximize you as a leader. Again, you want to maximize you as a leader. And the way you do that is you are a good steward of the ship. A good steward of the ship. All right, so go get the book, Unpacking AGAPE, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership at worldclasstraining.net/AGAPE. That's worldclasstraining.net/AGAPE. We're going to spend a couple of more weeks on Unpacking AGAPE coming up, and then we'll be moving into some other things for the rest of the year. You guys, guys and ladies, this is a game changer. This book is a game changer because it provides you with, again, 7 core behavioral principles where if you use and maximize, you will be amazing. And of course, it also starts with giving you the basis for what an intentional leader even is with my intentional leadership model, which you'll see at the beginning, which juxtaposes an individual contributor to a leader of people. All right. So again, go ahead and get this worldclasstraining.net/AGAPE. If you are interested in world-class training, leadership, and professional development at your organization, then also reach out to me at worldclasstraining.net. There is a Calendly opportunity there, and you can schedule a meeting with me. We do executive coaching. We do leadership development training. We do professional development training. We even do some customized training. If you say, hey, you know what? My organization actually needs, which I'm probably going to be developing this one anyway, negotiation skills for leaders as an example, and you don't see that on the list, call me. Let me know, because we have the ability to create customized training for you as well. Because our goal is to maximize your organization's greatest resource, which is human capital. And of course, we do that through the delivery of leadership and professional development training programs. So until next time, make sure that you steward the ship. Take care for how you are using and coveting your relationships, your money, and your time. And until next time, always, let me just remember that we are here for you. We love to work with you, and we love to help develop you and your leaders to be your absolute best. And until next time, always remember that when you are better, we are absolutely better. Take care.